Yo, what's good everyone? It is VejokuArts and I am back again for another video. So I've been hanging out in my Discord recently and I've had a lot of people ask me like, how did you become a mangaka, or how did you come up with your style? And so that's just a little bit of what I want to talk about today. Well, first things first, I am self-taught, so I can't really speak on like certain techniques like professionals or even teachers would give, like, you know, using shapes and everything like that. For me, I just kept drawing, and naturally I would say I got better to the point where I'm at now, you know. Like, obviously, you know, I would use references and here and there, and then I'd be inspired by different manga artists like Dragonball, Bleach, Yuyuhakusho, like all different styles, creators here and there that would help me forge my own style. Like, to get to my level, what I would say for people, just like before we even dive on in like into specifics, is you need the drive and the effort, because without those, you're not gonna, like, how are you gonna be able to draw anything if you don't even pick up a pen? Even this little simple drawing you see me drawing right here, right? Like, I couldn't just draw this stuff like year one drawing. No way, bro. No way. You know, and this is just me drawing my mascot, just being a little frustrated. This is actually how I be sometimes when I'm drawing, trying to think of like how to sketch and everything. But yeah, like, you know, you're not gonna be able to draw this like day one, and if you are, cool, great for you. I'm actually great. I'm glad. You know, motivation can be a huge player. So because when I was in the Discord a while ago, I seen someone ask a question like, what type of manga artist are you? Some people said like they enjoy like their backgrounds, their characters, their story. I personally am more of a scene. I cannot wait to draw different scenes for my manga and stuff like that. Like, I visualize it in my head. I think of like cool moments and stuff like that, and that's all is one thing that pushes me to like draw, because it's like I can't just skip through, but like once I get to that point, I'll be so excited to draw it to where I could put a lot of like so much work into it. But on to the actual, like, without like all the extra yap, if you wanna like honest opinion on like what you need, first things first, have a base. Like, know what you want to draw. Like, and if you want to draw like mostly characters or backgrounds and stuff like that, that's fine. Focus on doing that. If you are planning to become a manga creator or a comic creator or even like a story creator, and you're doing a visualize, you are going to need to learn both, right? You can't have one without the other. Like, you can't have just characters and a plain white background, you know, that doesn't work. Even like Bleach, for example, my favorite manga, has backgrounds. Yes, it's not like too crazy, and that's not what he focuses on, but they are there. You can't have a scene without a background. You can't have, you know what I mean? So look, guys, that's what I'm saying. Like, structure is just very important. Like, when you're trying to make your story, and even just like an individual page, you have to plan for a lot, whether it's the scene, the dialogue, the art itself. Like, what are you trying to show? Take like an action scene, for example, like where you're gonna have like fights and stuff like that. You're not gonna have like all this glitter and stuff like that, like where you might have like in a comedy scene or in a romance manga, you know what I mean? So it's like you have to plan for a lot of the things you do. And even like with the pages I draw, like there's build up. There has to be, you know what I mean? You can't have a story with like, you have the point A and point B, but then there's the journey in between, you know what I mean? And then it's like, the more you keep drawing, you'll naturally progress. You will see that like, hey, me today is better than me yesterday, and eventually you'll keep going on and on and on and continue to get better. And even like having drawing apps like Clip Studio Paint, I know some people who use ProCreate will help out a lot too. Having references, and even like other artists you follow, or even some that you might even be able to talk to in person or on the internet, can help out as well. Like if you join like Discords or like just see their social media, you may see art like, hey, that looks cool, let me see if I can like either replicate it and try and make something of my own with it, or I don't know. But like, as long as like you're not copying and, you know, trying to make other people's stuff and sell it and everything, it's like, all right, cool. And for people who are worried about like time and stuff like that, I think I've only been doing this for maybe about like 3 years now. Like, keep in mind, I've started like, I didn't always have a computer and tablet to where I could do digital drawing. I would always draw traditional, but like, I've only been doing digital drawing for maybe about like 3 years now. So you can learn fast. I don't want to recommend and say like you should rush, because obviously practice makes perfect. But yeah, like, you don't need to do like 5, 8, 80 years or whatever in order to like learn how to draw. As long as you put in the effort, you're gonna get to where you want to be eventually, but you have to take it seriously. Once again, guys, a little editor's note at the end. Sorry this took so long. Been busy with a lot of stuff happening in my life recently. I plan to try and be a bit more consistent, but I know things are about to get busy for me, so I might not be able to upload for a while. But I promise, when I actually get like in a stable place to where I can upload more, expect constant videos. I promise y'all. But until then, I will catch y'all later and see y'all in the next video. Alright guys, but with that, that'll wrap up this Vejoku tips and tricks of sorts. But yeah, man, look, when it comes to making art, just do it in a way that helps you enjoy and learn at your own pace. That's like the main thing I would like to say. But with that, y'all, leave likes and comments on what y'all would want to see in the future. And with that, I will catch y'all later and see y'all in the next video. To me, y'all can kind of count this video on like my headspace or like ideas of when it comes to like just being a manga artist, or even just an artist in general. Because, you know, not everyone's gonna want to do manga. That's just with me specifically. But, you know, maybe you want to like learn to do like color illustrations or even paint digitally or something like that. You know, I'm not like, I'm here to help people and just show y'all my journey when it comes to making art. But I'm speaking more as a general artist in this sense.